If you wrote the original Solterra off, Subaru just came back with receipts. The 2026 model isn't a mild nip and tuck, it's a serious overhaul: more range, more power, faster charging, a cleaner face, and a smarter cabin. It also gets the Tesla-style NACS port from the factory, unlocking the biggest fast-charging network, huge for daily confidence and long trips. 2. What it is: Subaru's EV, evolved. Solterra remains a compact, all-electric SUV built on the eSubaru global platform, sibling to Toyota's bZ4X. It's still 5 seats, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and that familiar Subaru go-anywhere personality, just without gasoline. For 2026, Subaru focuses on the weak spots of the earlier car: range, charging, and grunt. Expect it to be far more competitive in the class now. 3. Design refresh: tough, tidy, more Subaru. Up front, the Solterra gets a smoother, more refined face with updated headlights and an available illuminated logo. Wheel designs are fresher, and some trims can now ditch the black cladding for body-colored fender arches, giving it a more upscale stance on the street. The proportions are the same, but the vibe is noticeably more cohesive and modern. 4. Engine and drivetrain: electric motors, real muscle. There's no engine in the traditional sense. Instead, dual electric motors power all 4 wheels. The standard setup now makes 233 horsepower, noticeably stronger than before, while a new XT variant turns things up to 338 horsepower. With that XT powertrain, Subaru quotes a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint under 5 seconds, which puts it squarely in sneaky quick territory for a family EV. The tuning also improves traction logic for slippery weather and light trails, staying true to Subaru DNA. 5. Battery, range and charging, the big fix. Subaru tackled the headline number first: range. The 2026 Solterra targets an EPA estimate around 285 to 288 miles depending on trim, a 25% jump over the original. It pairs that with a 74.7 kWh pack, US spec, and a revised thermal/charging strategy. Fast charging remains up to 150 kilowatts, and Subaru says you can go from 10 to 80% in roughly half an hour on a capable DC fast charger. The onboard AC charger is now 11 kilowatts, so home level 2 top-ups are much quicker overnight. And yes, the factory NACS port means seamless access to thousands of Tesla superchargers. For everyday usability, this is the single most impactful upgrade. Interior: cleaner console, bigger screen, smarter tech. Inside, the centerpiece is a new 14-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The center console is redesigned for better space and storage, with dual wireless phone chargers and proper USB-C ports for the wired-in crowd. Subaru has also added practical physical controls in the right places, keeping everyday tasks simple while the software gets out of your way. Materials and color choices are function first. Some reviewers still find it a bit plain, but the ergonomics and tech are a big step forward from the first version. 7. Space and usability: family-sized with real cargo. Solterra continues to offer adult-friendly rear seating and useful cargo space for a compact EV SUV. With the second row up you get everyday practicality. Drop the seats for flat-pack furniture or camping gear and it swallows more than you'd expect. Subaru's seating remains comfort-oriented, with available heating/ventilation depending on trim. If your weekends include dirt roads, the ground clearance remains a confidence-boosting 8.3 inches, and X mode keeps the power flowing where it needs to go. 8. Performance and handling: calm, quicker, confident. On the road, the revised suspension and motor control make the Solterra feel more settled and responsive than before. The standard 233 horsepower tune is plenty for commuting and highway merges. The XT's 338 horsepower transforms it into a genuinely quick family mover. The steering favors stability over sport, but body control is better, cabin noise is nicely hushed, and roll is well checked for an EV in this class. If you live where weather happens, the AWD setup and Subaru's traction programming are the quiet heroes of the drive. 9. Charging experience, home and road trip reality. Most owners will charge at home, and the 11 kilowatts onboard charger means you can meaningfully refill overnight on a 240V Level 2 setup. On road trips, the NACS port is a game changer. Plug into Tesla Superchargers for predictably dense network coverage and reliable high-power stalls. Subaru quotes 10 to 80% in around 30 to 35 minutes at 150 kilowatts, which isn't class-leading like 800V rivals, but it's finally in the grab a coffee and go window. Preconditioning now helps the battery hit ideal temps before a fast charge, improving consistency in cold or heat. 10. Safety and driver assist, Subaru's comfort zone. EyeSight driver assist remains standard across the board, bringing adaptive cruise, lane centering, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross-traffic alert. Around view cameras and structural updates around the battery add peace of mind. Subaru's philosophy is unchanged: prioritize predictability and visibility, then layer helpful tech on top. 11. Spec snapshot, what shoppers ask first. For quick reference, every Solterra is AWD. The standard dual-motor system is rated at 233 horsepower, while the XT makes 338 horsepower. Range lands around 285 to 288 miles depending on trim. DC fast charging peaks at 150 kilowatts, with 10 to 80% in about a half hour in ideal conditions. The US battery is 74.7 kilowatt-hours, and the onboard AC charger is 11 kilowatts. The new 14-inch infotainment screen, dual wireless chargers, and USB-C ports are standard or widely available across trims. This is the hardware the first Solterra needed from day one. 12. Trim walk and who it's for, premium versus XT. The standard 233 horsepower setup, often branded premium or similar, targets efficiency-minded families who want Subaru traction and range confidence without overkill power. The XT is for buyers who want brisk acceleration and more effortless passing, with sub-5 second 0 to 60 miles per hour runs making it feel closer to a performance-adjacent family hauler than a basic commuter. If you do lots of highway miles, the XT's extra thrust is addicting. If most of your life is city and suburbs, the standard tune is already more than adequate. 13. The drive story, what it feels like. The best compliment here is how normal the Solterra now feels. It's quiet, composed, and smooth around town. On winding roads the XT responds eagerly but never gets jumpy, and when pavement ends, that generous clearance and X mode make light work of dirt tracks and trailhead parking. Subaru didn't chase razor-edged handling, it chased confidence, and for the target buyer, that's the right call. 14. Where it still trails, a fair word of caution. This isn't a class dominator. Rivals still beat it for ultra-fast DC speeds and, in some cases, interior flair. Some reviewers find the cabin materials too conservative, even after the update. If you want the flashiest design or 800V charging fireworks, you'll find stronger contenders. But if you prioritize all-weather traction, real-world range improvement, access to superchargers, and a calmer drive, the 2026 Solterra finally feels like a Subaru-grade answer. 15. Verdict: Subaru fixed the right things. The 2026 Solterra is the EV Subaru loyalists were waiting for. It keeps the brand's outdoorsy usefulness and adds the modern EV basics it was missing: competitive range, quicker charging, and a meaningful power bump. The new screen and smarter console modernize the cabin, while standard AWD and genuine ground clearance keep it versatile. It won't dethrone the fastest chargers or the flashiest interiors, but it no longer needs excuses. If you've been holding out for a Subaru EV that's easy to live with and easy to road trip, this is the one to test drive.